It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and yes, once again, we're half-assing it today because we're looking at the movies of June 5th, 1992, and there's only two movies to look at, so no sense bringing out the lighting equipment for what should be a very quick episode this week. And again, kind of like with the last week that we looked at, one good movie, one movie that's not quite as good. In fact, actually the other one I hadn't seen. I didn't see The Adjuster the last time around, but I have seen this one, the one that we're going to talk about later on. But let's talk about the one movie that I did like that came out this weekend, and that is the second film based off of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan character, this time with Harrison Ford starring as Jack Ryan, and that is Patriot Games.
So, you just waded on in like John Wayne.
I couldn't just stand there and watch them shoot those people. There was an incident near a ferry port on the English Channel. The Brits were moving Sean Miller from Albany Prison to the Isle of Wight. He escaped.
There's never been a terrorist attack on American soil, Jack. These men are professionals. Personal revenge rarely plays into it.
But I killed his brother.
Stick your nose in where it didn't belong. Now you killed my baby brother.
Operator, I want to make an emergency breakthrough. What about my daughter?
Let's sit down for a moment.
No, talk to me.
He's never gonna let us go, is he? I don't care what you have to do. You just get him.
So this is a radically different movie from what The Hunt for Red October was, for obvious reasons, of course. Alec Baldwin's not playing Jack Ryan in this one, and Gates McFadden's not in this one. In fact, the only person that comes back from the previous film was James Earl Jones, who was in the last movie as Admiral James Greer, and he comes back into this movie in that same character, and he would also play the same role again in the next film, Clear and Present Danger. This movie also has had a kind of a mixed reception when it came out, mostly because people had some problems with the controversies because of the changes to the book by Tom Clancy. In fact, Tom Clancy himself distanced himself from the film so much that he didn't like the film at the time it came out. And I doubt he's come back around on it. But really, when I look back at this movie, this was my introduction to the Jack Ryan series. The Hunt for Red October I saw later on, and then I saw this. This was the first movie I ever saw from this series, and I really loved it. I mean, I love this movie. I mean, I haven't read the book that this is based off on, so yeah, there's a good chance that he could be right. This is probably very different from the book, but for what they have here, it's actually a really good movie that keeps you invested in what's going to happen. Like, you get so caught up in the mystery and the action and the tension of this film is so strong here. The cast overall is great. I think Harrison Ford really does fit the role of Jack Ryan here very well, even though he's obviously a lot older than what Alec Baldwin was when he played him in The Hunt for Red October. Anne Archer playing his wife is also a very good character in here. Thora Birch, who plays the daughter of Jack Ryan in this, and actually was in a couple of other things around this time as she was slowly but surely beginning her career. You also have Sean Bean playing the bad guy, and come on, Sean Bean playing the bad guy, usually he's very good in it, and more than likely he's going to die in it because it's Sean Bean, and he usually dies in pretty much every movie he's in. You also have Patrick Bergin, Samuel L. Jackson's in this, Richard Harris. For me, this is a great movie, and I really love the action in this movie. I mean, the ending of this film alone, the big climax taking place during the storm, and they're out in the water, and that's my favorite thing coming out of that movie. Like, that's the thing that really sticks with you after as many years that I've seen this movie. What am I even saying right now? Let me rephrase that again. Uh, yeah, I could restart again, but you know what? Screw it. We're already almost done with what I have to say about it. But like I said, the climax that takes place during the storm and they're out in the ocean, it's a really cool action sequence that really sticks with me after so many years. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Equalizer 2 took a lot of inspiration for that climax, because that one also takes place at the end, is out near the ocean during a thunderstorm, and I certainly like this one a lot better than that one. Even though I did really like the Equalizer 2, but that's for another time. But yeah, I really enjoy this movie a whole lot. I think it's a really good action thriller. It works mostly because of of Harrison Ford in this and the rest of the cast. The action is great. It's just a ton of fun. And I mean, overall, I really do like most of the Jack Ryan movies. The only one I really don't like is The Sum of All Fears with Ben Affleck. I really thought that was a major misfire on so many levels, but we'll delve more into that one when we get to 2002, because that's when that one came out. But Prison Games, Patriot Games is amazing. I really enjoy this movie. It's probably one of my favorite movies that came out that particular summer. So that's Patriot Games. Let's go ahead and move on to the next movie that we have, the last movie that we have actually this week. Kid and Play, starring in Class Act, their follow-up to House Party.
I was an excellent student with a bright future.
Oh yeah, well I was the dopest brother on the block. Cell block 9. That was before I met you. Man, all we did was a little switch, a little hip-hop flip-flop.
Principal Kratz, there's been a terrible mistake. Ow! What do you want from me?
You be you for me. You ace all my classes this semester, and I'll let you live.
Since I'm doing something for you, you gotta help me pass phys ed.
No, I'm sorry.
This movie's got everything. Comedy.
Give me some ducats, some loot, some cash, some dope, some cat, some grin.
Are you crazy?
Of course I'm crazy. And hotties.
Let's make bacon.
It's got action and suspense.
And skins. I thought you were going to play with my frog.
Your frog ain't jumping in my direction. There's a new tadpole in town.
And it's got music and dancing. And it's got babes.
Well, finally something we both agree upon. It's Kid is Play. 50% of it is attitude and style. And play is Kid. If you're gonna be Blade Brown, you gotta know where Blade Brown comes from.
Thought you crawled out from under a rock.
Yo, I taught you how to be fly.
You never taught me how to fly.
And they're a class act. Come on, man, that ain't half of what went down. How about giving a brother some credit?
Yeah, you heard him. Give him some credit.
Oh, very funny. Talk about bringing a brother down.
So essentially, this is basically an urban retelling of The Prince and the Pauper, only this time it's Kid and Play as the Prince and the Pauper, except Kid and Play really do not look like each other. I mean, they do not look like the same person, and that's kind of where I have the biggest problem with this particular movie. It's just that it never really makes any sense because they don't really they really do not look alike, and for this story to work, you really need to have either a dual performance by one of the actors, or do something different with it, like make it animated or something to make it even look like that. But that's one of the reasons why I don't think this works very well. Another reason it doesn't really work as well is something like the original House Party. It just doesn't have that same vibe that the House Party movies, the first two House Party films had. It just feels like a movie that these two are doing just to get their name out, just to expand their role and all that kind of stuff. But it's pretty lazy. It's a lazy movie that really... I'm not going to blame it on Kid and Play because they're doing the best they can, and they do still have that good comic timing, but just the material that's given to them is not really all that interesting or all that funny. And there's an overall really good cast of this movie that's being kind of wasted here. You've got Kid and Play, you got Karen Parsons, you've got Dougie Doug, Loretta Devine, Meshack Taylor, Pauly Shore's in here, Ray Burke from the Naked Gun movies. You got cameos by Rhea Perlman and Sam McMurray from Christmas Vacation and the Tracy Ullman Show. A good cast here, but they're just really not given a whole lot of material to work with to make it funny. And that's really kind of the missing piece of this movie that's missing from like House Party and House Party 2. Like, Even House Party 2, which is nowhere near as good as the first House Party, still has some funny moments to it. This really doesn't feel like a movie that they really went into it wanting to make the best movie. I think they just wanted to make this to keep cashing in on the success of Kid and Play and what they did with House Party and House Party 2. And at least to me, it didn't work. I know it has a following with so many other people, but at least to me, it didn't work well for me at all. I think it's a real missed opportunity. It's a movie that didn't really do a whole lot for me, comedy-wise. It's a very disappointing film, considering that Kid and Play do still have some good comedic timing together, and they work off each other so well. I just wish the script was a whole lot better, and I think they really should have gone more all in on the concept of the Prince and the Pauper thing. It's a good idea, but just a missed opportunity overall. That's how I feel about Class Act. So on that note, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. Next time, 2 more movies again. On June 12th, we have Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn in House Sitter from director Frank Oz, who did What About Bob the year before. And also the sequel that everybody is looking forward to, and that is Iron Eagle 3 Aces. I highly doubt anybody was looking forward to it, but we'll delve into it next time around. With that said, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. So thank you for watching, I'll see you next time, and until then, as always, take care.